What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you the process of me cleaning a bottle. Everybody asks me all the time, how do I clean, get my bottles so clean when I pull them out of the river? So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to show you one. Right now there's one in my tube right now. I just loaded up, but I'm going to show you one that's really hammered. And I'm going to show you the whole process. Probably going to take 2 weeks almost by the time I do this and post a video. So I'll just show you my machine real fast. I made it myself. I made one of these videos already a while ago, but pretty much got a little on-off switch. I'm down a roller right now, so that's why the back one's not hooked up. So my roller died. So right now, usually my machine will do eight 4-inch. So right now I'm just gonna do 4, but I'm gonna show you just one. So like I said, that's my setup. You can see I got a metal roller, and over there I have my other roller. So I actually could roll back there, but I'm not gonna. And like I said, I'm gonna show you what they look like when they're done. All right, so this is the bottle I'm gonna do. I actually pulled this out of the river this summer, and you can see it is just hammered. It's full stain, dirty, barnacles. This is a an M Danner from Rawway, and it looks like it's gonna be a nice ice blue. That's why I'm actually doing it, because I don't have a nice ice blue one. And it has a blob top, but it's like a squared off. I don't even know what you'd call that top, but I got a few of them like that. So it's a mug base, obviously. So this is what it looks like, and we're gonna see what it looks like when I'm done. When I'm done polishing it. All right. So for starters, here's my copper. Most of this I made myself with a little jig and some scrap wire. I have about, it don't look like it, there's probably about 80 pounds there. So it'd be a fortune for me to buy it, so I made it myself. And by no means am I an expert at doing this, so I know there's going to be a bunch of people telling me I'm doing stuff wrong. Well, hopefully they tell me. Usually they don't even say anything. But what you want to do is fill that up halfway with the copper on the inside. It's hard for me to show it, but you want to be with the neck when everything's leveled, like half the neck. So this is spinning in here in the machine, and it's getting the whole bottle. All right. So once that's half full, not half full, but a little more than half, and then I'm gonna put, this is gonna need a cutter, so we're gonna do that first. So here's some of the polish and cutters and stuff I have. It's all from the Jar Doctor. This is aluminum oxide, that's just polish. And then I have, that's 1500. That's if you got a little bit of stain. And then it'll polish it at the same time. Then you start getting into the cutters, 1200 and the 1000. So that's gonna start removing glass. So don't go throwing your prize bottle in a tumbler and wreck it with the cutter. And I actually have 600 grit too, but I don't really use that too much. Only on when it's not embossed. So debating 1000 or 1200 because that thing's pretty hammered. So I might just put 1200 in. So that's what we're gonna go with. All right, so for the inside of the bottle, I like to do about 3/4 of a teaspoon. That's gonna be the inside. That's what I like to use. I know everybody's telling me I'm doing it wrong, but that's what I'm gonna use, and that's what I do use. That's what works for me. And then I'm gonna fill the bottle up. a little more than 3/4 of the way with water. So that's it. And I'm gonna put it in my 4-inch tube over here. So that's what the stopples look like down there. They have 3 fingers, we have 4-finger ones. The jar doctor sells all kinds. So like I said, this is a 4-inch tube. That's what I use to do blob tops. So now I'm gonna fill this up. I'm pretty much gonna fill it up to like right above the neck. So I'm gonna do that, but I gotta use my other hand. All right, so that's how high I went with the bottle with the copper. You see, it's just right at the neck. And then I'm gonna fill it up with water and so now for the outside, because it's a lot more stuff, I like to do about a 1.5 teaspoons. And then I'm gonna fill that up. And again, obviously don't fill it up where it's underwater, but it's just about to go underwater. Yep. All right, so it's filled up like that. All the copper's in it, my cutter's in it. This is the top stopple. So that'll go in right into the top of that, and then that's gonna hold it steady. So I'm gonna do that. Let me tighten it up, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the roller. All right, so now it's all loaded up, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but you see the bottle in there, and it's like pretty much submerged underwater. But when I turn it on, you'll see how the copper is gonna roll in there nice. Might get a little loud, but we'll see if I can show you what it's doing. So see how the copper is tumbling over the neck? It's like perfect right there. You don't want it to be buried under, you want it to be rubbing on it. So you can see how it's going right over the neck. So that'll go for probably 3 days, maybe 4 days. And I'm gonna take it out and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I'm not gonna show you the whole process with these. I'm just gonna show you going in. So that's what it looks like right now before it's polished. It's just a local bottle, so I'm gonna do it for my collection. And then I have this one. This is a old fashioned. These are really nice. These are cool bottles. I like them. Blown, crown top. And this one dates 1911. So I have a 1912, 1914. So when I get them and I need the bottom date, I'll polish it up. This one's not in bad shape, so I'm gonna try to clean it up and see how it works out. You could hear the tumbler in the background, so like I said, I'm not going to show you the whole process with these, but that's what they look like going in. I'll try to show you when they come out and see what it looks like. Alright, so just a quick look at this one too. Quick run around. I'll see what that comes out like. Alright, so it's been 3 days, and I'm going to take the first one out. You can see it's like a foam. It gets like a black, watery foam, and it's like really black, so I don't want to, you can see what that looks like too. So I'm going to clean it up and wash it off, and then you'll see what it looks like with the 1200 grit and, you know, the progress we made. But unfortunately, I'm going to turn my phone off to do it. So I'll show you in a minute. All right, so that's the first one out. So as you can see from the 1200 grit, it still has a like a foggy look to it, but most of the stain has gone out of it. So we're gonna throw this back in, and I think I'm gonna put it back in with aluminum oxide and see how much nicer this will come out. Man, pull another one out. Okay, so now that this bottle's a little bit cleaned up better, you can kind of see how I do my copper. It should be about half of, get the glare out, about half the bottle's full. And now that it was tumbled with the 1200 and got all the stain out, I'm going to put this in. It's aluminum oxide. And you can see it's like pure white. But once it tumbles, it's going to be just as black as this cutter here. That's what it's going to look like when it comes out, even though it was white. So, all right, I'm going to load that up and pretty much do the same thing. Inside the bottle, I put 3/4 teaspoon. Outside of the bottle, I put 1 1/2. And hopefully it'll come up nice in 3-4 days. It'll look like new. So there it is, all loaded up with the aluminum oxide and the copper. And I don't want to keep showing you every time I do one, but that's basically the procedure. And then I'm going to put it in the tube and fill the outside with copper and do the same thing. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. And then once I pull the other bottles out, I'm just going to show you the what they look like when they're coming out with the 1200. Okay, so I don't know if I showed this one going in or not, but it still has water in it. I don't know why in the camera it looks like it's actually still dirty, but this thing is like crystal clear. That's just water in the inside because I just took it out, but this had a little bit of fog on it. This was previously tumbled and it had a little white fog to it, and I put it back in for 3 days with aluminum oxide, and it came out really nice. Like I said, that's just because it's wet. Yeah, see, it wipes right off. But that one came out. That one came out pretty nice. Happy with that one. So I think that one's gonna go into my collection. That was from my collection. This is a PH Gehring in Rahway, New Jersey. It's a nice little blob top. It's pretty clean too, so. All right, we'll see what the other ones look like. Okay, so the other bottles I put in, they were all had to be done with 1200 cutter first, and then we'll put the polish in. So the one I just showed you, the PH Gehring, that one was the only one I put in with aluminum oxide, so that was done. So now I have an empty tube. So this one, sorry, that's my washing machine. This one was previously done and I never put it back in. This was done with 1200 also. So you see how it has a fog to it. So I'm gonna throw this one in its place of the one I just took out. Okay, so that one came out pretty nice. I don't know if I showed you guys this going in, but that one cleaned up pretty nice. You really won't know until it's fully dry, and then you'll see whether or not you get a white fog in it or not, but I'm pretty sure that one looks pretty good. Stopple marks, see, that's what happens when the you get those marks from the stopples that's holding it. So what I like to do with those is with a Dremel tool. I'll actually clean them up with a Dremel tool and some glass polish to get that out. And sometimes in there too, the lip gets a little black to it, and I use it to clean that too. But all in all, that came out nice. So all right, on to the next one. All right, so here's that hammered Danner bottle that I put in, and it's nowhere near where I'm looking it to be. So you can see it still has a whole bunch of stain in there and river rash. This bottle's worse than I thought it was. Look at all that. That's on the inside though, so I think I might try to put 1000 grit on the inside and get that out. So I don't want to, you can see the embossing on it. It's still okay, but I really don't want to do 1000 on the outside. We'll start rounding all that embossing up. Oh well. All right, let's see what I'm gonna do with that one. All right, so what I decided to do with that Danner bottle was 1000 on the inside and 1200 on the outside. So hopefully that'll work. So we'll see what it comes out in 3 days. Alright, so the next one out is this Hensler from Nork. This one I think I'm pretty much just wasting my time with because it's not a very desirable bottle. And camera don't pick it up, but it's got quite a bit of river rash to it. And I don't know, it's almost not even worth my the electric to run it, but it's the best one I have. Not that it's a rare bottle. I could probably buy this off eBay for $10. They pop up, and I find these down there all the time. The only problem is they always have river rash. But I think I'm gonna throw it in anyway, polish it up, and just I don't know, just to make it a little nicer than it is, and hopefully I'll find a nicer one of these days that hasn't been tumbling down the river. I'll find one in the bank or something. So for now, this was $1,200, so I'm gonna put it in with aluminum oxide, and hopefully it comes up a little better, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so here's another 3 days. Let's see what it looks like. Look at that. I'd like to drink that. So I'm gonna pull it out and clean it so my phone doesn't get all dirty, and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I think I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with that thing. That's 7 days. 3 days with 1,200 grit, and another 3 days with 1,000 grit, and it's still messed up. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with that one. I don't know. We'll see what I do with that one. For now, I'm just gonna look at the other one. Alright, so this is the next one. This one's gonna be an old fashioned. I showed you one old fashioned I put in here, but I don't know if I showed you this one. I put a second one in. So we're gonna see what this one looks like once I'm all done polishing it up. Alright, so give me a minute. Alright, so this one come out pretty nice too. I'm happy with this one. A couple little stopple marks I'm gonna have to get out there. This was a 1912. The one I've been showing you from with the stain and doing the 1200 first, and then back in is a 1911. So that's gonna come up soon. Like I said, I don't know if I showed you this one. This one was just a little foggy when it went in, so it looks like it came out pretty nice. I'll show you the next one. This is an old fashioned. It's called a Birkenhauer's. It's an old fashioned from Nork. Like I said, they usually have the date on the bottom. 1910, 1911, 12. I have 1914. So there's a few of them. So, like I said, I'm happy the way that one came out. Let's go see what the next one looks like. Alright, so this is going to be the 1911 coming out, the one we started with. Look at that, that's lovely. So I'm going to save my phone from getting wet and covered in all that black stuff, I'm going to clean this one up and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Nice. Okay, so that one cleaned up pretty nice too. You can see it still has some. This was a river bottle, so it has some, yeah, you can see it there, caseware and stuff and whatever, but for the most part, this is the 1911. I'm gonna try to put up some before and after pictures, but it looks like it turned out pretty decent. So we got one more left, the Hensler, and we'll see what that looks like. And so that came out pretty nice. So this is what it looked like before I put it in. Like I said, it was a river bottle, and I was happy with the way this one came. I think this one was just 1,200, and then I think I went with aluminum oxide for 3 days. Alright, so there's the 1911. This is how it came out. It's not too bad, considering it's a river bottle. So I'll show before and after with that one. So that one wasn't too bad. Came out alright, I think. And then I got the Hensler that I knew, you know, wasn't going to come out that nice. This is definitely a river bottle that's been tumbling down the river for years. But it's the best one I have, so they're both Nork bottles. Alright, so the last one is going to be my Danner bottle that's been in there for literally 3 weeks straight, just tumbling, and it's still not going to be right, but I'll show you what that one looks like. And we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. All right, so this is what I decided to do. I'm gonna do 600 grit on the inside this time, and I'll let that go for 2 days. I'm only gonna do the inside, so hopefully I can get that nonsense out of it. So see you in 2 days. All right, so since I didn't have any copper on the outside, I thought I would show you. Now you can actually see how the bottle's inside of there, how it actually all works. Top stop hole sticks into the bottle. Just free. There's like you know, suspended in air almost with the stopples. And then the copper's running around it, but like I said, this one's not gonna have nothing on the inside, so that's how it's gonna run. Just copper on the inside, 600 grit. All right, so I let it go for 1 day only with 600 grit. So we're gonna clean it up and see what it looks like. Back in she goes. Still not right. All right, I'm pulling it out. This is 2 days of 600, so let's see what it looks like. All right, so I'm coming to terms that this bottle will never be clean. You can see that. So I'm giving up. Oh well. I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna just polish it now. So I'm gonna do 2 days with 1,000, and then I'm gonna do the whole bottle with 1,200, and then I'm gonna do it with 1,500. So I'm not gonna keep showing you pulling it in and out, but that's what it looks like after 2 days of 600 grit. It's still messed up. I think it's just too etched from being in the ground. All right, so it's finally out. I just cleaned it up so it's still wet. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like, but it actually doesn't look too bad. So let me tell you what I had to do to this thing. All right, so when we started, you seen what it started looking like. So I put it in with 1,200 grit, inside and outside, tumbled it for 3 days. It came out like garbage. Then I put it back in with 1,000 grit on the inside, and then 1,200 on the outside. Went for another 3 days. After that, it came out, would still look like garbage. Then I put 600 grit on just the inside, and I did that for, how many days I do that? I did that for 2 days, and then I did 1,000 on the inside only for 2 days. And then I did 1,200 on the inside and outside for 2 days. Then I did 1,500 for 3 days. And then I did aluminum oxide to polish it for 3 days. So it was in there forever. But I still think there's gonna be some stain in there when it dries. That's what it looks like. Hard to tell there, but so when it dries, I'm going to show you what it looks like, and that'll be the end of this video. I guess it ain't too bad. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like. All right, so let's just take a quick look at what it used to look like before days and days and days of tumbling. All right, so there it is. I'm calling it. Looks pretty decent. You can see, if you're in person, you can just see like a little bit of waviness in there. That's what all of that extra stain was. And I don't know, considering what this thing looked like, I guess I'm gonna call it a success. It was a learning experience at the least. All right, hope you liked the video. Peace.